What's going on, guys? It's update time again. This is the first update for Axis Football 2016. I'm going to go through the features real quick, what he's added in this first update. I believe there's another update coming soon, possibly this week. I'm not sure 100%. But let's go through these patch notes real quick, and then we're going to have a detailed discussion about Axis Football in general. Okay, patch notes. You can now view your team's entire season schedule in addition to the league's week-by-week schedule. Adjust the block duration during pass blocks on coach mode. This was a significant lack of sacks during coach mode previously. Fixed the bug that was previously preventing players from being able to kick an extra point or go for two when they scored a touchdown at halftime as time expired. Adjusted the amount of data initially loaded at the title screen to help those who were experiencing long load times or freezing after the splash screen. You can now play 3-minute quarters in both quick play and franchise mode. The quick timeout feature on the controller now functions properly. Left bumper, right bumper at the same time. Adjusted the speed of the wide receiver blocks on the spread wide receiver screenplay. This was a bug that I mentioned to Danny. The kicking power from the kick meter now scales better at low levels. Previously, you could kick it at low level and still make long field goals. This was also something I told him to tweak. Remove the input delay from the kick meter. You can now simulate your own games in franchise mode. This was Sackmaster's request, and here it is. You can now toggle between full screen and windowed mode using the options menu of the title screen. This allows players with multiple monitors to play the game on a different display. To do so, simply set up the game to windowed mode, drag it to the desired monitor, then re-enable full screen mode. Community request there. The menu background music is now completely moddable. Find the mods, audio, menu folder, and simply drag into any number of tracks. They must be OGG format. The tracks will be played one after another in alphabetical order. Okay, let's get to this. I'm going to give you all a short tutorial on how to get your music going here. I'm using this site here. It's a converter to convert your MP3s into the proper format, the OGG. I will have the link in the description if you want to use it. You don't have to download anything. It's just a website. You just do it from here. You just browse, find your file, and just convert it here. It's very simple to do. It don't take but a few minutes. It is a bit of a nuisance, though, to have to do this just to get your songs in the game. But, you know, obviously, I don't know, Unity doesn't allow MP3s or something. I don't know. But it's something we're going to have to deal with right now. And this is a feature that was requested by the community, so here it is. It might be in its infant stages, but it does need a lot of tweaking, and I'll get to that. Like, for example, it doesn't. You can't select it from the menus or anything, like when you're in the game. So if you don't want to, you know, listen to a particular song, you have to wait for that song to finish before it goes to the next one, and they only play in alphabetical order right now. So that's something that needs a lot of customization in the future. But it's here. It's here in the beginning forms, and you know, you can't argue with that. Okay, I'm going to mute the rest of the music because obviously copyright. I don't make money, but still, it's annoying to get a copyright and they make money off of my views. But anyway, so the franchise mode changes, we're going to go through those real quick. This was also requested from the community. So Sackmaster wanted to be able to simulate his own games. He mentioned in the forums. So now you can simulate the entire season if you want with your team. Let's say we're going to try the Eagles real quick. Now, there's only 12 weeks. We all been telling him we want 16 weeks, but he said it's not so simple to implement, so maybe in the future. But let's go through. So now, in addition to league schedule, you can also view your team schedule here, and we can simulate. So they lost the first game. Let's see how it happened. So we go back to week 1 and see how they lost. So here are all the scores you can view. So they lost to the Packers 37-26. So this is cool. This adds another dimension to the game and adds a little bit more immersion. Obviously, I want the divisions to be moddable and everything, but that'll be next year probably. And I want to show you some teams that Sackmaster's finished. He did the 86 Giants right here. And he did the 2000 Ravens as well. But here's the one I really like, the 85 Bears. So now you can match up the 85 Bears and the Ravens. Now, the 3-minute quarters were also added. That was a community request as well. And in honor of Sackmaster, we're going to play on his field right now. I'm not going to play the whole game, guys. I'm just going to talk a little bit about these features and some bugs that still need to be tweaked in the game. Here we go. 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens. Now, guys, I want to get something clear here. Danny Jugan has made a football game that doesn't get a lot of looks because obviously the graphics and everything, everybody's accustomed to Madden. We're going to use an analogy here, and hopefully you guys get it, get something out of this analogy. But you got 2 ice cream stores, okay? One ice cream store has been in business for quite a while and doesn't really need much money or anything. It's well off. It's established itself. And as Walter Payton gets jumbled up here, he goes straight up the middle wide open here. So the first ice cream store says, you know, he's going to have what he has, and that he's not really going to, tweak much because he's got an established formula, and who could blame him? Now, here's the kicking thing I was talking about. Before, you could do 1 bar and still make the extra points, which are about 35 yards. Here, as you can see, it has been adjusted. No good. That was a request I told Danny to tweak, and here it is. So now you're going to have to try a little bit harder to make those extra points. Okay, back to the analogy. So you get a customer comes in, and he comes into the ice cream store, and he says, I want this flavor, this particular flavor. And the ice cream owner says, well, it's going to cost me money to put that in, and I don't really need to. I'm doing very well. I'm sorry, I can't help you. We're just going to have our flavors, and that's it. And so you get another ice cream store that's not so well known. He comes into the equation. He doesn't have a lot of money or a lot of flavors at the start. And this is a bug. Not really a bug, but this is something I want Danny to fix. The tackles cannot stop the defensive ends from getting in if you shift over and go straight down, because the way the animation is, they always back up. Watch the tackle as he backs up initially. He doesn't look. You see that? And I just get right. I could do that all day. I think I got like 30 sacks in one of the games earlier, and that really needs to be fixed. But let's back to the analogy. I keep getting off track here. So you get the new guy in town, and he's open to suggestions. He's open to giving the new customer what he wants. And he says, sure. That same customer comes in, and he asks this new guy, he's like, hey, can you add this flavor to your menu? And the guy's like, oh, sure, I'll add that. No problem. Because this new guy who's in business, he doesn't really understand, what the consumer wants at first. And once he starts to understand what that community and the customer base wants, he starts to implement it slowly. And slowly but surely, word gets around about this ice cream store and say, hey, this ice cream store listens to us. We can get our flavors what we want. But then, of course, you're still going to always have that established ice cream store that doesn't need money. It always has been. It's like McDonald's. It's been there forever, and it's going to be making money no matter what. I think you guys understand the both of these analogies here. The original ice cream store is EA, obviously, and Madden. They don't need money. They've made money off MUT for years now, and they are well established. They don't really need to listen to the community so much. But then you got a guy like Danny Jugan who doesn't have a big fan base, doesn't have a big following, doesn't have a lot of money in his franchise yet, but he's trying to establish it. So he's listening to the fans and what they want to see. I mean, if it's not evident by now, guys, I think Sackmaster asked for this at launch, and here it is already a few weeks later. I'm not sure how long it's been, but it's not been that long, and there's more features coming. So you could also, say, well, if you're the contractor, Danny Jugan. Danny Jugan is the contractor, right, of this house you're trying to build, or renovate, or whatever it is you want. So you're the customer, and you're telling Danny, I want the house built this way. I want this particular thing in my house. And so Danny's gonna provide that for you. You're commissioning him to do such a thing. Now, you're not commissioning him in such a way with this game, but it's sort of like that because you're on the forums, you're telling him what you want on Twitter or Facebook or wherever it is you're going to follow him, and he's going to listen to you, and he's going to provide those services to you. So, this is a work in progress, guys. This is a house being slowly built. The studs are slowly being put on. There's a few studs that got put on today. You can say simulating your own games. It might be a feature that's been in Madden forever, but hey, that certain ice cream store just put in that flavor for you. So there you go. It's going to take time. It's going to take time and money. And the more we support Danny in his project, the quicker we're going to get our features, guys. We have to support. If you guys don't want to play Madden for the rest of your life, or you just want to be part of something that's being made, then support this game. Support the new indies that are coming up, that are legit anyway. I'm not sure about everybody that's in the equation right now that's legit or not, but, Cal Anderson's legit. All these guys. I can't... I can't really speak for Damon Grove, man. I know that Havo said he's legit, but I'll believe it when I see it, guys. Okay, guys, I think there's a new update next week or tomorrow or something. I don't know, but it's coming soon. I'll see you guys next time.